I'm sure you've heard it before. It's okay not to be okay. Or it's okay not to feel okay. And I just wanted to reiterate this again because depression is something we don't talk about. Whether that be you're depressed through trauma or through grief, it doesn't matter what. You're just having a really difficult time in your life and you don't know how to cope with it. And this is what this video is all about. Hi, I'm Chantal, a holistic counsellor and Akashic record reader. And I'm also going to be talking to you through my own lived experience, recently just having gone through a bout of depression and realising how much I still felt shame around it. I should have it all together. I should be through it. I should be okay. All these shoulds kept coming up, and how to talk about it, how to share it with my friends. So this is what this series is all about. So my previous one, and I'll pop the link here, is actually what depression is all about. Trying to simplify it. But how do you do that when it's something so complex, so difficult, and so personal? Then the next two will be, or three, so will be how to support a loved one, finding the right words and what not to say. However, let's get started right now. So how do you cope in those dark days? How do you put strategies into place when you're already in the darkness? Because ideally, it's about putting strategies into place before you get there, but that's not always possible because things can happen that take you into this dark place. It could be, feels like unexpected because it could have been actually going on for a while, and then something happens and bang, there you are. So, you know, what I realized was in this, that you're not alone in this journey of depression. You feel alone, but it's how do you reach out? How do you share with someone? How do you share with people? Because you don't want to be judged. You don't want to feel like you're a failure. You don't want to feel like you're not coping. Let's face it, you are coping, just not the way that you have been, not the way that you are used to. And this is what I needed to keep saying to myself. And also would women want to work with me, or people want to work with me as a counsellor? As someone said, yes, do, because others share, like Gabor Mate shares about his experiences, because that means, you know, people can relate to you. So I'm sharing this because I can. Doesn't mean you need to share it, but I want to tell you about some coping strategies first. So, number one is, how do you keep yourself grounded? Now, remember, these strategies work differently for everyone. So what I'm wanting is to give you some suggestions, some ideas, see how they fit for you, and then make them your own or create your own. This is about getting the conversation happening, or even pop in the comments, what do you do to support yourself? So, of course, keeping grounded is really, really important, because when you're in your head, you're out here. I'm actually going to make a read because I find it easy for me. That's one way I can support myself. So this is how I support myself when I'm feeling anxious, want to share something, want to get all the information to you. This is a coping strategy for me. So it's about when you're in your head and you're in your thoughts, of course, it makes it worse. You create stories. You don't realize you're doing that. So never, ever feel any of this is a judgment. Because I began to feel that I was actually judging myself. And in fact, I was my own worst critic. So I needed to keep reminding myself to be grounded. That could be stamping, that could be walking in sand, walking in water, could be patting yourself down, because that brings you back into the body. But also, I'll pop the link here for a lovely 5 senses grounded meditation I've created to support you in this. So even as I'm talking, see, I can feel myself rushing. So how can I ground myself to be present here with you? One of them is just look around, just acknowledging where I am right now. Okay, the next one is, which I love doing, is writing or journaling. Now with that, and again, I'm going to put a link in, is how to do this. Some people don't like to write, don't like the idea of it. There's so many different ways you can express yourself. Doodling, drawing, painting, dancing, do anything to help you to express. Now, why I love writing is because it helps me to express what I'm feeling. Because when you're in that dark space, it's really challenging to find the words. How are you feeling? So, you know, I was feeling dark, and I was feeling like I didn't want to wake up. Life didn't make sense anymore. I didn't want to live anymore. So all these things come up. So it helps you to talk through that. Okay, just coming back. So also, as I said, I'm trying different ways, and I'm loving that because it's opening me up to a whole different way of how I am feeling, and then it can turn around. And also it's a reference back, if you want to see how far you have come or where you still need to feel supported, okay? And by doing this, you're also expressing yourself where you feel safe, okay? Where you feel safe. So there you can shout, swear, say how you feel, tear up the paper, just do whatever you need to do to get these emotions out. These emotions we're not meant to talk about or express, okay? And it's incredibly freeing, and it'll leave you perhaps panting, particularly if you're really allowing it out, and it's very releasing, okay? Now, the other thing to do is stop checking your phone and social media. That only can contribute to how you're feeling in comparison. Just everyone else is happy, you're not, and it just keeps you in that low level, all right? And it has become a habit, and in fact, I dare say an addiction for most of us. I know I did. We keep checking our feeds. We keep seeing how many people have liked what we've done, don't get what we would like. Comments, particularly if you've written a great post. I know I've done that. Then no likes, you know, nothing. And then, of course, oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, and particularly when you're in that state of depression, it really highlights that, okay? And it can really make you feel worse because everyone else is being positive, okay? So you know there isn't. You know that not everyone's like that, but you lose sight of that in that space, okay? So take a digital detox. And I did that when I was in that bad space because it really helped me clear my mind. It helped me just be present. And it was, even though it was really uncomfortable, it made a big difference. Find something you love to do instead, okay? And then extend this out to periods, longer periods of time when you feel you can, when you feel safe, okay? Now, if you can, get outside, stand in your garden, go for a walk, go for a swim, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, go for a picnic, eat ice cream along the foreshore if you can, ice cream in a park, you know, dip in the ocean, go for a walk through your local park, ride a bike, hike, dance in the rain, jump in puddles. If you live in an apartment, stand on the balcony, feel the breeze. Even if there's snow, feel that what it's like, because that helps ground you. Remember, that brings you back. Breathe in the air and bring flowers into your home and literally smell the roses, as they say. So it's pausing and just being here, getting yourself into nature or bringing nature into your home if you can't. Now, the other thing is that we forget to do when we're feeling really low, because you lose sight of this, is treating yourself. I know I lost sight of all that over those few weeks. I just couldn't sort of connect with what did I love doing, and I needed to, when I finally did reach out to friends, and that'll be in one of the other videos, was well, this is also how to support yourself, so it is part of this video, was when I finally asked them for help, they also guided me, reminded me, so what is something you love doing? What is it really you love doing? So when you're feeling down, as I said, it can get hard to do that, to even get motivated to get out of bed, okay? Let alone do something nice for yourself. So it could be that treating yourself is, if you're feeling really at your worst, is having a beautiful shower or a warm bath. That's what I did, with lovely aromatherapy or essential oils, or a warm shower, putting on your favorite clothes. That was treating myself. Now that might seem odd, but it felt really good to do that. It felt like I was doing something lovely for myself. Because it was becoming heavy, getting out of bed and getting dressed and brushing my hair, cleaning my teeth. Oh, feel that heaviness? The other help lifted me up when I could turn around and go, you know what, why don't I do this? So, and it made me feel really good. You know, it creates a lovely endorphin rush. It puts you on a high, even if it's only for a moment, but you've got a taste of what that's like. And it really is worth making that effort, all right? So if you love reading, read. If you love dancing, dance. As I said, soak in a warm bath, having a beautiful hot cuppa in your favorite cup. You know, knit, draw, turn wood, go for a drive, sing out loud to a tune you love, call a friend, ask them to come around and just be with you. So they're all the things you can do to treat yourself. Now, other things you can do is get, obviously, supporting yourself is getting professional support, either going to a GP and asking them to refer you to someone, or seeing a psychologist if you do, or a therapist. So if anything triggers you, please do reach out. And I've got the contact here if you're in Australia for LifeLine, which I have just, LifeLine, if you live in Australia, 1300 11 14. Really important to seek help. You don't need to do it on your own. Maybe you need to take medication. I'm still considering doing that. And something that's really powerful to do, but not always easy, say no when you feel pressured, because that means you're saying yes to yourself. And that can take courage when you're feeling down, all right? Meditate if it doesn't trigger you, because sometimes meditation can be wrong, inappropriate, doesn't feel safe. I know when I was at my worst with PTSD, which depression can be or is part of, I felt it was triggering and it actually brought back memories. So only do if it feels triggering, and do it with someone else if need be. Eat and sleep well. We lose sight of that. And keep a routine as best as you can. So this is coming back to treating yourself by getting out of bed, but keep it as a routine. That is really, really important. Laugh whenever you can. Find those moments of joy. Find those moments of the sun is shining. Not easy, but have someone help you. I know how much it helped me just looking out the window and seeing the magnificence of our garden and the bush and the blue sky, even though the blue sky felt grey for me at that point in time. Yeah, so I said, stop and look at things that bring you joy, and that puts a smile on your face. Just take a moment now and smile. It does make a difference, even if you can only hold it for a moment. And furthermore, celebrate any achievement, no matter how small it is, okay? Because initially for me, it was simply getting out of bed. I keep mentioning that one because that for me was a big thing. So celebrate the little things. Put them in your journal. Keep going back. Oh, I did do that. I did do that. Now I'm doing this. How wonderful is that? And connect with a support group, okay? So let me see what else I'd like to say to you. I'd again love you to make any comments. It's important to talk about it, share where you feel, sign up if you want to, and get notifications, because the next, as I said, previous one was on depression. The next two, as already mentioned, how to support someone, how someone can support you, not just about how you're supporting yourself, what to say and what not to say. Thank you very much, coming from my heart, from my own experience. And remember, do seek help. And I'll mention again, LifeLine 1300, and you'll need to find it in your own country. It is 1300 1114, or call emergency if it's feeling a lot worse than that. Thank you for witnessing me and getting this message out to whoever you feel needs to hear it.